Tell me what happened last Saturday.
From the beginning.
Yeah.
It's December 1st, 2018. CCTV captures 22-year-old Grace Mullane and her Tinder date Jesse Kempson leaving a bar in Auckland, New Zealand. They'd only just met a few hours earlier, but everything seemed to be going perfectly, so perfectly that they soon disappear into Jesse's hotel room. But what no one knew was that this would be the last time Grace was ever seen alive. The next day, her birthday, friends and family bombard her phone with messages. None are answered. By the time night falls, Grace has completely vanished. Grace had just finished her backpacking trip from England. Excited and carefree, she met Jesse, a man who wasted no time in winning her trust. They hopped between bars, laughing, drinking, even sharing a kiss. At 8:54 p.m., Grace texted her friends, "It's going really well, I just click with him." It would be her final message. Hours later, inside Jesse's room, the date turned into something horrific. Jesse strangled Grace to death. At 8 a.m. the next morning, CCTV caught Jesse stepping out of the elevator alone. He shot the camera a suspicious glance before vanishing into the city. But he wasn't buying coffee. He was buying a suitcase big enough to hold a body. Minutes later, he picked up cleaning supplies, then returned to the hotel, preparing to erase every trace of Grace. But the horror didn't end there. That very same night, with Grace's body lying lifeless in his room, Jesse went on another Tinder date. He even wore the same clothes he killed Grace in. During the date, he casually talked about hiding bodies from police. His date cut the night short. Her instincts may have saved her life. By 9 p.m., Jesse wheeled a heavy suitcase into the elevator. Inside was Grace's body. He loaded it into a rental car along with other luggage and drove off into the night. The following morning, he bought a shovel. He stopped at dry cleaners, dumped a large trash bag, and had the rental car deep cleaned, especially the trunk. Every move was calculated, every action meant to erase her existence. Meanwhile, Grace's family was in turmoil. Days passed with no word. On December 5th, her father David flew to Auckland, pleading publicly for her safe return. But investigators were already closing in on Jesse. His every move had been caught on camera.
Grace has been missing for several days, and as a family, we've been extremely concerned for her welfare. To anybody who's seen, spoken to, or come into contact with Grace, come forward and contact the investigation team.
After hours of combing through CCTV, every lead pointed straight back to Jesse Kempson. That afternoon, officers entered the City Life Hotel. Jesse spotted them from the lobby and tried to casually stroll past, hoping to disappear into the crowd. But detectives didn't blink. They stopped him before he could take another step. Inside the interrogation room, Jesse acted calm, even confident. He thought he could talk his way out, spinning lies about a normal date gone wrong. What he didn't realize was that detectives had already built their case.
Tell us about Grace.
So I was talking to Grace on Tinder.
Yeah.
We'd matched on Friday. I saw that we'd matched the next day on Saturday. And then we met at Sky City. And then we decided that we were going up to Andy's Burger Bar, which is on the first floor.
So idea was it to go to that particular burger place?
Me. Because I didn't initially know that she was real.
What do you mean?
Well, there's a lot of... So have you heard of catfish?
No.
So catfishing is where someone uses your profile or uses your photos and pretends to be you and then meets and you're a completely different person.
Right.
And it's on Tinder, it's all about the way you look. And so if they use more endearing photos, you're more likely to swipe for them.
Okay.
Yeah.
How does meeting in a public place sort of protect you from meeting someone who's not as good looking as...
Well, there's security there. So if she wasn't who she said she was, at least in my mind, I'd feel safe.
Surveillance showed every move. His room contained traces of Grace's blood, and the receipts told their own story. He had bought the suitcase, cleaning supplies, even extended his hotel stay using Grace's credit card. By December 7th, the lies collapsed. Backed into a corner, Jesse confessed.
Started talking to me about 50 Shades of Grey, which is a sex fantasy movie that's out. We started having sex. At first it was just normal. It was very placid. And then she asked me if we could get into bondage. And then all I remember is falling asleep in the shower. I need to stop. I need to go.
Would you like some fresh air?
Yeah, please. I was in shock and I didn't know what to do. I went downstairs and I was just, I don't know, I was all over the place. I didn't believe what had happened. I was just terrified and scared. I thought that she had gone. I thought she had left.
Pathologist, specialist doctor will perform a post-mortem. They're very skilled at establishing people's causes of death. Do you understand that?
I went to the warehouse at the atrium and bought a suitcase. I went back and I was just in shock because it just didn't seem right. I left to go and get cleaning products. So I messaged a friend and said I'll meet you at Revelry. After finishing drinks with her, I got back to city life. And all the time I just kept saying I'm sorry. And then I went downstairs and I grabbed the porter thing and I put the suitcase on top of the porter thing. I drove the hire car into Wilson's car park and parked it. I woke up the next day at about 5 a.m. and drove the car out to Cumu at first. I had picked up a shovel from ITM at Cumu. I ended up driving towards the Waitakaries. I went into the bush, I dug a hole, I went and got the suitcase and I covered the hole and then I drove.
Where is her possessions?
I threw them in the rubbish.
Whereabouts?
Albert Park, rubbish.
Right. So what items of her property have been disposed of in Albert Park?
Everything.
All of her clothing?
Everything that was in the room.
Whereabouts did you clean the car? The outside of the car?
I think it was in Henderson. I don't know West very well.
Okay. And what did you use to clean the car?
A water blaster thing from a car cleaning place.
Did she have any injuries?
Not that I can remember. I was just panicking.
Did you inflict any injuries on her that caused her to die?
No.
Did you kill Grace Mullane? Okay. And you're under arrest for the murder of Grace Mullane on or about the 2nd of December.
Okay.
You understand?
Yep.
Did you intend to cause her death?
No.
Are you ready to take us to where she is?
2 days later, police uncovered the horrifying truth. Grace's body, stuffed inside the suitcase buried deep in the Waitakere Ranges outside Auckland. She had been strangled, pinned down, and most disturbingly, photographed after death. When the case went to trial, Jesse's lawyers reached for what the media would call the 50 Shades of Grey defense, claiming Grace had consented to dangerous intimacy, but the evidence was overwhelming. His internet searches, his receipts, his behavior after the killing, it all painted the picture of a cold-blooded predator. On February 21st, 2020, Jesse Kempson was found guilty and sentenced to life in prison, with a minimum non-parole period of 17 years. But the horror didn't stop there. After the trial, 2 more women came forward, accusing him of violent assaults they suffered after meeting him on Tinder. He was convicted again, earning another 11 years on top of his sentence. Grace Mullane's story is more than just a tragic date gone wrong. It's a chilling reminder of how predators can hide in plain sight, smiling across the table, waiting for the moment no one is watching. We hope you enjoyed this video. Let us know in the comment section below. Hit the subscribe button for more interesting videos like this. Thank you for watching the video.